get into it. Hold on. A bitch on a bull is a bitch for me. As long as she ain't on bullshit. She giving Rockstar vibes. I gotta fuck with the fit. City girls might be up. That's the type of ones you gotta give into. If you want something. But you know, the ones that only want your time and attention, not a materialistic type bitch. I like her vibe and aesthetic. Alright. So, I left the hat. I left the hat, you know. So, that's okay. We're gonna have more merch to show off. We wore it for a good week. I want to protect it just for a bit. It's in storage. It's safe. It's in the archives of the Raptors. No NBA, Raptors. Toronto. A leaf like a fronto. Anyway, I'm proud. This is 106. This is 106. No, 106 in part of 2025. So, if we're gonna tag some merch, we can tag anything. One of the last things we made, not even up here. We'll do the Batman Superman. We'll leave that right there. Comic book type shit. Now, Q&A. We did a photo shoot today. Let me figure out what I want to say first. We did a photo shoot today. Man, every single one is over 100. 101, very productive. We did Mewtwo's Paradox. We did Quotables. A bitch on the bull is a bitch for me. We closing in, getting close to the goals. That was the first. That was 101. 102, we went live. Talked about 2 years of this podcast. We went from 102 to 103. Yeah, 103. 102 to 103, that was on a 2-year live. Now, on the live, I said something that I forgot to say in the Quotables. So I went to record the Quotables again for number 104, and I remembered to say something, and I forgot to say another thing. So 104, but it was a cleaner edit. The vibes and the visuals, I'm talking about the aesthetics. That was 104, and then Episodio Ventuno. Episode 21 went to the storage. Fake Rockstar Cowboy. And that's about to premiere in about 41 minutes. So, a Q&A. Do I have one? It doesn't matter, but you fuck with the fits. Hold on. The Cowboy Rockstar shit. Hold up. I'm just asking a question. So that's gonna be the Q&A. Boom. Now, I be looking at other people's outfits. I be looking at other people's art. So it only makes sense I critique my own art, my own outfits, my own photo shoot. It only makes sense. What I do and don't like about it. So we're gonna take this in a progressive sense. I'm gonna start how it first started off, just cause it's like, okay, well, what could you tweak to make it better? And we address some things, not all things, but we're gonna get to that right now. So, let's see, what vibes? Rockstar? Impostore, Rockstar. Cowboy. Rockstar. Let's do rock. Welcome to the graffiti jungle. Cowboy. God damn. The hell? Trying to mind my business, but the fuck? I heard something. Sound like a crash. No bandicoot. So let's see. I still don't think I did my intro. Am I gonna be able to do it with any of these? Something like this? No. Ah, that's a hint. That's a hint. Let me go right here. Let's start. What the hell? Hold on. Oh fuck! Why you breaking shit? Okay. All right. Let's do the intro. One with the black one. This lady made some big lighter cases. I fuck with them. Okay. So, welcome to the graffiti jungle. Paolo Pulingue. Benvenuti nella giungla del graffiti. Questo è Impostore Rockstar, a podcast with cigar. Sono il tuo capo. Io sono Chief Gihareh. Io sono. So, we had a photo shoot. We did episode 21, Episodio Ventuno. We did that. So let's talk about a couple things as far as, let's have a discourse. Let's have a discussion about art, fashion, and photography. So, let's take it back here. Where do we start? So the first photo shoot. Now this is the first photo shoot. This is Episodio 20. Episodio 20. Project Extinction shirt on. Now, On the back of the NASCAR jacket, some fake Rockstar. On the back of the NASCAR jacket, I put the Project Extinction logo. Dale Earnhardt, you see Graffiti Jungle. I designed that myself. Now, Cigar Talk Podcast. These are some of the cigars that I had. I was working on a cigar band sleeve. You know how people got tattoos and they got a whole arm sleeve? I filled up this whole NASCAR sleeve with cigar bands. I'm a cigar band bandit. God damn it. Now, again, I see like what I can do as far as like the merchant things. But you know, like, if you want something done, you gotta do it. If you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself, right? I'm an artist. Now, of course, I can design and make things how I want it to. I can place the logo where I want it to. Not exactly in the front. I want it to be able to wrap around. It ain't gotta wrap around all the way, just a bit. So if somebody sees me, you know what I'm saying, from the backside, they'll see part of a tail. And then as it wraps around, you just see the design go all the way around. Now, when I went to throw this one on, I didn't necessarily care about matching. I kept the same pants on, So as you can see, I drew on the pants. These pants came entirely blank. The pants came entirely blank. On live, I cut it. I put them on, cut them where I want to at the knee. And then I made a couple other cuts similar to my other pants. And I described all that and explained that in my other video. Now, a lot of time you're looking at things and you're just constantly scrolling and it's like a lot of consumption, right? Let me go to the other side. So with this one, let me just hold this. I want to just take some time to just stop and look at it. Just stop and look at it. So with this one, you see, I drew the Project Extinction logo. I also drew Jessica Rabbit. However, I drew those on shorts. I cut them out of the shorts and I glued them onto the back of this sweater. Other things to note. Now, when I first got the fedora, all right? When I first got the fedora, it didn't have, I was like, something's missing. I was like, it needs some red. So I put some red right there, and then I burned it along the side over there. If you can kind of tell also, I just added some red right there. I took a spray paint can and I just added some red marks up there as well. And it looks better. It looks better with that red up there, right? So here's this outfit. Now here on this one. Now on this one, fake Rockstar. All right, we're on the fake Rockstar. Things to note and focus on here. Hopefully in this one you can tell the fedora, I cut the fedora here and here. I tried to emphasize those cuts with the burns. As also you can tell, I did burn it, but the design is fading away. It's fading away. So this is why it's also important to make sure I still get pictures and things with it. You see the shirt with the guitar, me and the guitar right there on the shirt. So it's giving that, you know, Impostore Rockstar, fake Rockstar vibes. But this jacket I worked on as well. Again, you saw all the cigar band sleeves here. And now, when we did this one, still working on cigar band sleeves. The goal necessarily wasn't to fill this one all the way up. But I still have some cigar bands. Leaf by Oscar, Maduro, My Father, Flor de Antilles. Like, these are some of my favorite cigar bands, and they're there. What up, what up, what up? Now, on my birthday, I got, you can't tell, I got this cow jacket on my birthday. I got this cow jacket on my birthday, but they also decided to throw in some of these, the silver longhorn. So I just glued those. They gave me like 4 of the, they gave me like maybe like 5 of them actually. 2 are on the back, and I put 1 under each sleeve. Now, on this one, the Hellcat jacket. Now, these were actually 2 different jackets, but of the 2 jackets, I like this one better. But I like some of the patches that were on the other one. So I ended up cutting those patches off and gluing them to this jacket. I ended up gluing them to this jacket. So I like the back of the other jacket was gold, if you can or cannot tell. The other jacket was like gold, cream gold, chrome. But I didn't like the back of this black jacket. So I cut off the back of the gold jacket. It had the scat pack. And this came from the sleeve of that jacket, and that came from the sleeve as well. And then here, this one. Now, this was a Levi's jacket. This was a Levi's jacket, and it was a completely blank canvas. So I ended up drawing the Project Extinction logo on the front, and I'm trying to remember as far as like the steps go. I'm not sure if I spray painted it first and then drew over top of that. I think that may be how I went about it. And then the back of the jacket, these one-line designs. And I also put Extinction, XTN, CTN across the back of it. Again, I think I may have did the red first and then went over top of the red with black. And then, so those were the last photo shoot. Well, this wasn't even the last photo shoot. What I actually ended up happening was, so intention. I knew that I wasn't like, so sorry, as far as like saving videos on my phone, there was no point in me saving videos on my phone. I gotta save my memory. And I'm not continuously watching these videos, but I am watching the music video edit of the video. So I just took these pictures from in the music video edit, it's a lot of slow, fast motion. So I just took from the 1x speed, of the video, and I just took these pictures from there. Now, these are from today. So one thing that I did not like, just like in going forward, so like when I tried to like use these later, you see like it has the white border on the side, right? That was another thing. When I looked at this other lady's photos and I was critiquing her outfit and things, I noticed, just like having a scene and setting. So I was like, we're gonna try to make a little bit of a scene and setting. So this time I went with a different angle. And I just put a portrait that I drew previously, or a portrait that I painted previously, and I put that there just to add something to the background. I have 2 other portraits that I could have put up, but this was of a decent size. I was able to hang relatively quickly. So there's that. Now this one, as far as like fake Rockstar Cowboy, this was more of the Rockstar Cowboy mix. So I decided to just keep the cowboy shoes on. Because I wasn't about to keep changing shoes. I was like, we're just gonna keep this pants and shoes, but we're gonna change up the jackets up top. Same shirt too, same shirt. And I knew because when I wore the ponchos, it didn't matter what shirt I had on. So it was no sense in really like to keep changing up the shirt. Also, the other part, like this wasn't necessarily gonna be part of like the video or whatever, but I knew I was gonna leave the hat in storage. So the hat wasn't going to go with either the ponchos, but it went very well with this jacket. So that's how this first outfit went. And I took this from the video. Now, as I was recording the video, there was a couple things about this one. This is a large poncho. And when I stood there recording, my arm, I kept my arm, let's see, here. You see, this arm was tucked. And I did not like that. I was like, I didn't think until after this to grab the guitar. But that would have definitely helped this entire part. If I would have grabbed the guitar here and did it, it doesn't matter which one of the guitars, you can see all three, but I would have been able to, you know what I'm saying? The other arm would have been shown, one arm would have been holding, one arm on frontal, one arm on, you know what I'm saying? But one arm would have had the cigar, the other one would have had the guitar, and so that way it wouldn't look kind of weird. So I think I just took these two, one to show that, but you know, just to show off the hat and the fedora, so you can see like those two slight cuts in it. And so that was on this one, and then after this, I did decide to grab the guitar. I finally decided to grab the guitar. Now, when I had this outfit on, I was facing, because I'm just trying to read the lyrics off the paper that was on the wall. However, I think there's two things. This looks better facing the camera, or at least it's in the third. So that's something that I was recording from the back camera, so I couldn't see what I was recording, and I was just hoping that I was in the visual. So thankfully I was in the visual, but it would have been nice to see, just like the back of the jacket has a nice aesthetic as well. And I don't think there was a real point where it was like the back of the jacket is really like just showing off. So outside, but that's the back. So outside of that, it would have just been like this, that jacket, not jacket, the hat. When I was just recording the visual and I'm looking that way, it really wasn't, how do I say? It really wasn't, shit. It just looked, this whole fit and aesthetic just looked better facing more towards the camera. That hat, especially, you see it like goes up. It was better like here. On the side though, it didn't really do that. So these were the pictures. These were some pictures that I captured from the video today. That video is I set it to premiere at 11:11. I was trying to give myself enough time to get over here, you know, and do this segment, and edit the what's that thing called? The thumbnail. Edit the thumbnail. So, again, these were the pictures. So, if I was to, the other thing, I think, where is that one at? Yeah, there's one more video, one more picture here. Now, so, I'm probably gonna do this one more time so I can do this like a little bit cleaner. And be a little more concise. Let me just go backwards then. These were the pictures that I took from videos. These were the pictures I took from videos. But today, I actually, the last outfit was the only one that I actually decided to take a picture in, like for the photo shoot. And so I think this was the first one I took. I only took 2 pictures. And that's how I know I was like, yo, I only took 2 pictures. So this was one. Now, the only thing about this one, when I seen it, I was like, got it. I was like, it's like, so sometimes when I'm taking these pictures, I'm like, oh, I keep like taking them over, right? Keep taking them over. This one, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, got it. I was like, that's it. And I was like, so the only thing I wanted to do differently after this was, so I saw this picture first. So I was like, okay, look up on the next video, on the next picture. And so on the next picture, I just looked up. Now, of these ones, like, I wish, you know, there was a little more, you know, I was a little more of that, you know. But, yeah, I wish there was a little more of that. But other than that, the only thing I didn't like, I didn't like about these ones, so the shoe, let's do that right here. So the shoe, nice aesthetic here. It was either turn this foot more towards that one or open up the stance a little bit and just have it angled a little bit more out, just so that I could show a little bit differently. But that was the only thing that I didn't particularly care for. So with this, how to make it better or goals for next one. Oh, so remember, in the other fashion discourse yesterday, or it might have been earlier this morning, he had these cow pants. I have a jacket, and I did not wear that jacket. That was that's one thing as far as like next time. So next time I can potentially try to get that jacket. Now I'm not sure of what else to, you know, pair with that, or not pair with it, but yeah, like other outfits, other jackets to go kind of sort of along with it. Not sure about that. And then picture wise, so that picture, I was trying to remember, when did I paint this picture? I didn't paint this. I have a couple portraits. I would have to like go on Instagram, try to figure that out but I know it's a couple years. It's been a couple years. It's been a couple years since I gave myself a decent portrait. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm almost tempted to do this, to redo this one more time, just to be a little more concise. But okay, if I do decide to do that, I need to just say like, okay, how do I want this to go? I think my intro is alright. I just have to make sure I'm picking the pictures in the correct order. So it would go from there to here, go through those, and then you get to today. Yeah, I'll probably do this one more time. Just to, yeah, just to be a little more concise with, you know, the whatchamacallit. But it's either, matter of fact, I can just do it now. I don't have to start all the way over. I don't have to start the whatchamacallit over. Just take 5 minutes, right? So we'll start at the, what number is this? This is number 106. It's number 106. All right, so let's start this over one more time. Let's do this one more time. All right. Let's do this, and let's be a little more concise. So we're gonna take the next 5 minutes, and we're gonna go back through this and hit everything. So it's not showing it. Boom. Welcome to the graffiti jungle. Paolo Pulingue. Benvenuti nella giungla dei graffiti. Questo è impostore Rockstar. She gives Rockstar vibes. A podcast sweet cigar. Sono to a capo. Io sono Julius Augustus Caesar. A bitch on a bull is a bitch for me. So, art, fashion, discourse. Art, fashion, photography, discourse. Let's go through. Art. Moving from perfectionist to abstractionist. Efflux means the coming out of a particle. So, discussion, discourse, art, fashion, photography, discourse. Now, the first time I went to storage to do a fashion show, Episodio 20, that's 20 in Italian. We had the Project Extinction shirt on, and the staple hat. For Rockstar vibes and aesthetics, we got the Dale Earnhardt NASCAR Intimidator jacket. I drew the Project Extinction logo in graffiti jungle. So you see the logo here, the logo's on the shirt. Cigar Top Podcast Sweet Cigar. You know how people got tattoos? I got a cigar band sleeve, cigar band bandit. Again, placement with the logo. If you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. Now, of course, I designed the pants from scratch. They had nothing on them. I put all the cuts, rips, burns, paints, and designs exactly what I wanted to. On the logo, the placement of the logo, being able to wrap around, so if somebody was to see me from the backside, they can know that something's on the front. It wraps around. Chief Gihareh right there. This hat, I felt like something was missing when I got it. It was a birthday gift I gave to myself. I ended up giving it a spray paint splash of red right there. Gave it a splash of red, X marks the spot. But you're also able to see underneath the hat, the fedora, why I burnt it there. This Project Extinction logo and the Jessica Rabbit, I drew those on a pair of pants, cut them out, and glued them there. Now, one thing that you know is that with this photo shoot, it had those white bars on the side from the photos. So that was something I wanted to address going forward. So here's my other fedora that was completely plain. I put some cuts and burns in it that's starting to fade away, but it has the Project Extinction logo right on the front. So again, working on this jacket, more cigar bands, and for my birthday, they gave me these Longhorns. I put those, they gave me about 5. I think I may have one more. So I put 2 there, 1 under each sleeve. Wanted to see, so you see jungle. See the top of that ass, perfect, baby. You gotta see it, the original when it first got designed. It's Hellcat jacket. I like the black one more so than I like the gold chrome one. So I took the patches off the gold chrome one and then put it on the back of this one. There's a black Hellcat. The other one's Scat Pack. I glued those there. Then this Levi jacket was entirely white, blank canvas. I put the Project Extinction logo the size that I wanted it. And then I think I spray painted it first and then drew the logo on it. There's the back, one line design. I think I spray painted Extinction in red, came back over top of that in black for that effect. And then today's photo shoot. Again, you see those white bars on the side, so I decided to clear that up, change the angle. Fake Rockstar, Cowboy. Kept the boots on because I wasn't going to keep changing boots here. Also with these ponchos, it didn't matter what shirt I was going to have on, so I kept the fake Rockstar shirt, and I left the hat in storage. So of these, which one was that hat going to match with? It was going to match with this jacket. So with this poncho, the weird part was the other arm being hidden. I didn't think to show the other one, to grab the guitar until here. And then, mind you, all these pictures are this one, and the last few are from screenshots of videos. Now, this outfit was better facing towards the camera, and so which is why I wanted to capture this right here. It didn't do well facing the other way, the way the hat is angled and rolled up. So these were from today, and the last one I actually did take a picture of was here. And I fell in love. I took one picture. This is the first one I took. Liked it. I said, all I gotta do is look up. I looked up, took 2 pictures. And these were actually ones I actually took. The only thing I didn't like was I could have angled the shoe a little better to show that off. Number 107.